Thank you very much, Dad. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you for your introduction. But most of all, thank you for the many years of friendship that you and I have enjoyed in the United States Senate. Once, I think it was Harry Truman that said, if you want a friend in Washington, go out and buy a dog. But I want to say that you have a friend in Washington, and I have a friend in Washington, a man of distinction, of service, of honor, integrity, a man we must send tomorrow. Well, I would like to mention again, I'm proud and honored, and I can't tell you what a wonderful state I represent in the state of Arizona. It's a little hot there today, but in fact, my predecessor, Barry Goldwater, used to say we have so little water in Arizona the trees chase the dogs. But I'm so proud. But I'm also incredibly proud of the roots of my family that go back many, many generations here in this wonderful state. I can't tell you how proud I am of their service to this great state and the nation, including the 2 years that I spent as a flight instructor at the Naval Air Station Meridian, McCain Field, some of the really happy times of my life. So I really do consider Mississippi my second state, and I'm very proud to be with you today. I want to tell you what a joy it is to have also the privilege of serving with Roger Wicker, a great guy and a great actor. Despite the fact that he was in the Air Force. And I want to thank our veterans. Thank you, my friends. Roger, and Dad, thank you for not mentioning that I ran for president of the United States. After I lost, I slept like a baby. Sleep 2 hours, wake up and cry. Congressman Harper, thank you for your outstanding service. Thank all of you, and thank you, Governor Bryan. I spent some time with Governor Bryan on the Romney campaign, and by the way, I can't help but remember the story of the 2 inmates in the chow line in the state prison, and one of them turned to the other and said, "The food was a lot better in here when you were governor." You can't tell that joke in Illinois, but thanks for the great job. Yesterday I was supposed to be down in Gulfport, and thanks to the vagaries, and I won't mention the airline, I got to spend 5 pleasant hours in the airport of Dallas-Fort Worth. But I was sorry that I was not there because, you know, what the ships they build there and what they do are so integral to the defense of this nation. Ingalls does a tremendous job, and this is the person who has stood up with them in the ships that they build. He is and our military bases, and our Guard, and our veteran. Look, we cannot afford not to have this experience hand at the tiller in the most dangerous times that I have ever seen in my lifetime. Reckless foreign policy that is allowing this nation to be threatened as never before by the forces of radical extremists who are hell-bent on destroying this nation. We cannot afford to have someone brand new to learn on the job. This is the person who can lead this nation in these most difficult and challenging times, with a president who does not understand what American national security is all about. A president who does not understand. We need to have a man who is an advocate, who is a veteran, who served with honor in the United States Navy as Thad Cochran has. A person who I sat down with after this terrible scandal in the VA, which began in the Phoenix VA and has spread throughout the country. Allegations in Phoenix that 40 veterans died while waiting for care, and the scandal spreads. And as gridlocked as we are in Washington, as little that we do, Thad Cochran and I sat down together and we worked out a veterans bill that will give veterans choice that passed by 93-3. Thank our veterans, and I want to mention that I often say when I'm with my dear veteran friends that when I graduated from the Naval Academy, I tried to get in the Marine Corps, but my parents were married. Now that's a pretty funny joke, and I use it a lot till my son, Jim, joins the Marine Corps, comes home after finishing boot camp in San Diego and tells me, he said, "Dad, you know that the Marines are part of the Navy department, the men's department." And so I guess we had a senator from Arizona who served for a long time. His name was Carl Hayden, and he made a very profound statement. He said, "You know, in the United States Senate, we have two kinds of senators, workhorses and show horses." And I guarantee you, when Carl Hayden said that about workhorses, he was talking about Thad Cochran and his work. We don't need anyone right now with the situation in the world in our defense and our continued cuts in our defense and continued reduction in our readiness and our capabilities to defend this nation all over the world. We need someone who's right there in the position that I, as chairman of the Armed Services Committee, when we take control of the Senate, can work with Thad Cochran side by side, cheek by jowl, in making sure that this nation restores its greatness and strength, which is being eroded by this President of the United States, who does not understand the role of the United States. So I guess, my friends, I have to remind you of something right now that I think you may not totally understand. Not only the eyes of the nation be on this election tomorrow, the eyes of the world will be on this election. Because this election tomorrow will send a message as to whether we can rely on a proven record of leadership, a proven record of dedicated service to the people of Mississippi and this nation, or not. And so there's a lot more at stake here than just that election. But the most important thing is this nation right now needs Thad Cochran in the leadership position which he has assumed and which he has served this nation so honorably. And I'll be very proud. I'll be very, very proud to spend the next few years with one of the most decent, fine, honorable men that I have ever had the privilege of knowing in the United States Senate. So I urge you, our fellow veterans, our service members, family, our Guard members, who understand that Thad Cochran plays a critical role in these most difficult and challenging times. So I call on my fellow veterans, and I call on my fellow service members to send Thad Cochran, a good and decent and honorable servant, back to the United States Senate. Thank you.